Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Imagine a world roughly 2 million years ago. Our ancestors weren't just struggling to survive, they were beginning to solve complex geometric puzzles. They were holding a piece of flint in one hand and a hammerstone in the other, envisioning a shape that didn't yet exist. This act, known as flint knapping, is often seen as a simple survival skill. However, modern neuroarchaeology suggests it was something much more profound. It was the birth of the lithic syntax, the cognitive scaffolding that would eventually allow us to build sentences, write poetry, and code software. To understand this, we have to look at the transition from Oldowan tools to the Acheulean handaxe. Early tools were simple, mostly just rocks smashed together to get a sharp edge. But the Acheulean handaxe, which appeared about 1.7 million years ago, required a revolution in thinking. You couldn't just hit a rock and hope for the best. You had to plan multiple steps ahead. You had to understand symmetry. Most importantly, you had to manage a hierarchical process. This means you had to perform small, specific tasks, like thinning an edge, as part of a larger, overarching goal, like creating a balanced, teardrop-shaped tool. This hierarchical structure is the exact same logic that governs human grammar. In linguistics, we call this recursion. A sentence isn't just a string of words, it's a nested structure of phrases within phrases. For example, the man who found the stone became a king. To understand that sentence, your brain has to hold the man became a king part in its memory while processing the who found the stone part. Recent fMRI studies have shown that when modern humans make stone tools, the parts of the brain that light up are the same ones used for complex language processing, specifically Broca's area in the left hemisphere. This discovery suggests that language didn't just appear out of nowhere as a freak mutation. Instead, it was hardwired into our biology by hundreds of thousands of years of engineering. As our ancestors refined their tool-making techniques, they were inadvertently exercising the neural circuits required for syntax. The syntax of the handaxe, the specific, ordered sequence of strikes required to produce a symmetrical edge, served as a dry run for the syntax of speech. If you could follow the rules of the stone, you could eventually follow the rules of a sentence. But the evolution of grammar wasn't just a solitary mental exercise. It was a social one. Imagine trying to teach someone how to make an Acheulean handaxe without using words. It is incredibly difficult. It requires a high level of shared intentionality and the ability to correct mistakes. This social pressure created a feedback loop. Better tools led to better survival, which favored those who could teach and learn complex sequences. This necessitated more structured communication. We didn't start talking because we had things to say. We started talking because we had things to build together. This theory, often called the tool-language coevolution hypothesis, shifts our perspective on what it means to be human. We often think of ourselves as the thinking ape, or the talking ape, but we are, at our core, the engineering ape. Our ability to manipulate the physical world through structured, sequential action is what gave us the mental tools to manipulate the abstract world of ideas. Every time you craft a complex sentence today, you are utilizing neural pathways that were forged in the fires of the Paleolithic, sharpened by the rhythmic strike of hammerstone against flint. The lithic syntax reminds us that our highest intellectual achievements are rooted in the physical reality of our ancestors' hands. The handaxe was the first paragraph humans ever wrote. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. It had a logic that transcended the moment. As we look forward to the future of artificial intelligence and new forms of digital syntax, it is worth looking back at the humble stone. Our grammar is not just a collection of sounds. It is a legacy of craftsmanship, A biological echo of the very first time an ancestor looked at a rough stone and saw the potential for perfect symmetry. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.